for being here tonight, and thanks for taking the time after a long day of teaching to meet with us in the middle of COVID recovery and jumping into the craziness of the school year.
Thank you for the invitation. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Thanks. We've known each other sort of tangentially for 20 or 25 years, I think, but this is the first time that we've gotten to work on a project itself.
So I think so, yeah.
And that opportunity.
Yeah, that's right.
Great. So I'll start off with the first question. So I noticed that in one of your headshots that we used from for some promotional material, there was a portrait of Beethoven in the background. And so is that a major influence on you, or could you tell us a little bit about some of your influences as a composer?
Well, I wouldn't say that it's an influence as a composer. Beethoven was there because there was a picture of Beethoven in my office that I inherited from the previous teacher, so it was already there. But nevertheless, it's my hero. So it was intentional actually that I took the picture with him. But I don't see as an influence. I don't see him as an influence as a composer. But maybe it's one of the composers that I enjoy playing the most. I have this connection. I always tell the story that the first piece of music that I heard as a child and that got me into classical music was Beethoven's Emperor Concerto. So it has a very great impact on me. And I think since then I already love Beethoven's music. So that's why the picture of Beethoven is there. About the influences of my music, I don't think I can point specific composers, mainly more like tendencies of Latin American composers who are looking for folk music or popular music to introduce into new compositions. But if I had to say a name, maybe Astor Piazzolla, who did that exactly, introduced the tango that was popular music into the formal context of music. So I could say that could be an influence.
And then what about this piece specifically? What inspired you to write a sonata for horn and piano?
I started composing chamber music in 2019. Before that, I only wrote piano music and songs. And I decided to experiment with chamber music. So I wrote a piece for clarinet and piano, then a piece for oboe and piano, thinking in friends of mine that could play it with me, basically. Then a piece for trumpet and piano, trombone and piano. And I made friends with Hugo Valverde. He is a horn player from Costa Rica. He's now in the Metropolitan Opera Orchestra. So I decided to write something for him. Basically, that was the inspiration of having somebody with I can play. So I'm very happy, of course, that you are playing this piece. It's a big surprise. It wasn't unexpected, but I'm really, really happy that it's happening. And also in the same week, I'm having a concert of other of my chamber music, Sonata for clarinet, the trombone piece, and a new piece that I wrote for violin and piano. So everything is happening in the same week. So I'm very happy that my music is actually coming to life, and I think that's the biggest dream that a composer could have.
Oh, that's lovely. What other projects do you have coming up, either on the performing front or the composition front?
Yes, other than this concert that is on June 17th, I'm also playing with an orchestra. It's a chamber orchestra. It's a project that I had many years ago, and again because of this time that we managed to have at home, I decided to finally work on this project. And it's an arrangement of a piano concerto by Ignaz Moscheles. Ignaz Moscheles was a German composer, not German, Czech composer. It was the teacher of Felix Mendelssohn, and it had a big influence in Chopin's music. And he wrote 8 piano concerti. They're very unknown, but the third concerto I heard many, many years ago, and I really, really, really liked it, and I always wanted to play it. But of course, it's difficult to have an orchestra to play it. So I made an arrangement for strings, just a string quintet, and I'm gonna perform that. Probably, I think that would be in the middle of July. And also, I'm playing a recital of women composers of Latin America. That's in a festival in Brazil. That will be in. Of course, I'm not going to Brazil. I'm going to stay here, but it's going to be online. That's going to be also in July. So that's my 2 upcoming projects.
Thanks again for taking the time to talk.
My pleasure. And I'm really, really looking forward to hearing you play this piece.